Hi, my name's Christine and I'm just going to talk you through a few basic functions of DocketNow. Firstly, to add a new customer, click on Customers from the main menu, then click on New Customer at the top. Fill in these details. The site address and invoice address are both mandatory, but if the site address is the same as the invoice address, just fill in the site address and click the Same as Site Address button. Contacts are optional. If you don't have this information to hand, you can always fill it in from the customer's profile later on. Notes are also optional. The category can be anything you like, but we tend to put the building type, for example a flat, house or school. When you're done, clicking Add Customer at the bottom will take you to the customer's profile. I'm just going to go back and show you a customer that we set up earlier. From the customer's profile, you can create a new docket for the customer, view their docket history, book a service, which will open the calendar, and add a property. I'll talk more about properties in a moment. To update any of the information on a customer's profile, click on the Edit button next to the section you wish to update. Service targets are the date that the services you perform are actually due for the customer. So for example, if your company services fire alarm systems, the service target would be the date that the service is due for the customer. If we scroll right down to the bottom, we can see a map of where the customer is located. Clicking on View Larger Map will open a new tab in Google Maps, which you can then use to plot a route to the customer. Properties are basically the same as customers, except they get their invoice addresses from the customer they're linked to. So if we click on Everest Travel Agents and scroll down, we can see their invoice address is A1 Property Management. If you service lots of buildings for companies such as estate agents or property management companies, adding them as properties to that customer is a great way of keeping track of the correct invoicing details. To add a new property, just click on Add Property at the top. We'll just go back to A1 Property Management and add a property called Test. Clicking Add Property will take you to the new profile for that property. If we go back, we can now see Test listed under the properties of A1 Property Management. Properties can be transferred between customers. So for example, if Test was no longer managed by A1 Property Management, you could transfer Test to a different property manager. It's as simple as clicking Transfer Property and selecting the new customer. If Test is no longer managed by a company, you can click Make Property a Standalone Customer, and their invoicing address can be set to anything you like. If we go back to A1 Property Management, I'll explain a few of the more advanced features. Clicking Transfer All Properties will transfer every property under this customer to a new customer. Free All Properties will make every property a standalone customer with their own invoice address, and Delete All Properties will of course delete every property attached to this customer. Make Customer Property is slightly more in depth than the others. Basically, I could make A1 Property Management a property of another customer, but in doing so, A1 Property Management would lose all of its attached properties. If I try to do this, the system asks me what I would like to do with the properties currently attached to A1 Property Management. I can either choose to delete all of the properties, make them all standalone customers, or also transfer them to the new customer. So A1 Property Management and all of its properties will now pick up the new customer's invoice address as their own. The last thing to really show you is how to change the headings of the notes on a customer's profile. To do this, go into the Admin panel, click on Customers, and click the Edit button at the top. If we were to change heading 1 and 2 to say Contract Value and False Alarms, then go back into a customer's profile, you can see it changes the names of the heading. If we go to add a new customer now, you can see it also changes the name of the headings here. That's about it for customers. We're always adding new features, but if you have a great idea about something that you think we should add, pop it in an email and send it to info@hyperlink-designs.com and we'll let you know what we think. Thanks for watching. Bye!